Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR today, January 5th, 2022. The man they call Meathead, and back is the lovely Linda K. Good morning, Linda.
Why, thank you for that tremendous intro, Meathead.
I know I dropped a little bit of bass in there. I said, the lovely.
Yes, that voiceover work comes through every once in a while during the show, Meathead. I like it.
I would love to get paid for it. Folks, if you're looking to hire a voiceover talent, reach out to us at WCW Meathead at, what is it again? Is it 414? No, what is yours, Linda?
Wait, for Twitter?
Twitter, yeah.
Oh, at Linda K22.
Linda K22. I'm like, there's got some numbers in it. I don't know. And if you're looking for somebody to talk to you about Thomas Tender, reach out to at the real Matthew Thomas or M Thomas or. It's in there. Boy, oh boy, I just tore this show up. But hey, you know what isn't going to go wrong? Is Linda's letting us know who sponsors us.
That would be Collar and Elbow. As I mentioned already this week, it is the new year. If you want to change up your wardrobe, get some new comfortable wrestling street fashions, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. And to save 10% off your order, use promo code LindaK. That's LINDAKAY to save a little extra cash. I stumbled right there in the very end. I was trying so hard not to because you put me on the spot, and
that's all right. All right. Well, apparently, according to Linda, we're in episode like 420 or 430 or something. Thank you guys for, it kind of took me back when I saw your post. It took me back thinking, wow, we've been just knocking out shows. I want to thank everybody that's been listening, subscribing, sharing, commenting on all the videos and all the podcasts that we've done. We're available on Apple. We're available on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify,
Podbean. The platform we use.
Podbean, exactly.
If you really want to go back, whenever I search Pro Wrestling Report, all the podcasts and Monday Night Meltdowns and WCW recaps that you guys have done are all on there, and there are several hundred. There's got to be over 1,000 collectively over the years that I found it just from searching Pro Wrestling Report. Just to get this number, we're on 425 maybe.
What about Sudden Impact, where Matthew Thomas was a young, bright, and squirrely 22-year-old when he joined the program?
We'll have to look in and see what number that is. But yeah, so everybody, if you want to walk through the history of the Pro Wrestling Report, lots to listen to. If you got long drives like me, like to Louisville, that I will be doing actually tomorrow morning, tune in. Search Pro Wrestling Report on the podcast platforms.
That would be an interesting listen. I mean, was I still a jerk off back then too? I don't know. We'll have to see. One bit of news that I want to get into before we get into New Year's Evil from last night. The Rock has let us know that, remember, excuse me, The Rock owns the XFL. Now, obviously with some partners, but The Rock bought the XFL. He has big news on what's going on with the XFL starting this Monday. It is a 1-year countdown to training camp. He says that the XFL will kick off training camp next year in January and have a full season in 2023.
Wow. All right. That made me think back when the resurgence of the new XFL, XFL 2.0, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that to it.
Was taking place in spring of 2020. And obviously that was when everything was shut down due to COVID. So, wow. Okay.
Talk about some bad luck there. I mean, because the XFL looked good. Honestly, a group of guys at my job or, at my place, we all picked teams that we were going to pull for because, we were just looking for somebody to root for, somebody to bet. I mean, we enjoyed watching the XFL. And what really made it unique was the XFL aired games on the NFL Network. It had the NFL's blessing.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have the announcement that training camp will start and we will get a full season, and that's January of 2023. So a year from now.
Year from this coming Monday, they start training camp.
And the new season starts in January of next year.
Yeah, I would assume the season starts in March when it started in 2020. So.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, sounds good. The Rock, anything he touches turns to gold. So let's see what he can do with the new XFL.
Hey, did you see the Young Rock Christmas special?
I heard you and Matthew talk about it. I actually did not catch that. I have to go back and look for it. But I did watch Young Rock religiously when it aired the regular season sitcom. Yeah.
And there's more coming as well this spring. I'll tell you, the Young Rock Christmas special was actually kind of fun because it was youngest rock, teenage rock, college rock, and real rock all interacting together. I thought it was pretty special.
Oh, I know it's post-Christmas, but that's something I would love to watch. I'll look into that.
Let's talk about New Year's Evil from last night. Kind of a big event. They didn't do any takeover, but New Year's Evil has kind of become that January, type of big type show, but it's for TV, so there's no fantasy points to go along with this. The opening match, North American champion Carmelo Hayes taking on Cruiserweight champion Roderick Strong in the championship unification match. Now, they use the word unification here, meaning that they either A, will call it a new name, or B, they're probably going to get rid of the Cruiserweight title and just say it's the North American champion. Carmelo Hayes comes out on top after there was a move right at the end. I forget what they called it, but to hear Wade Barrett yelling, I'm surprised he didn't snap his neck, because it was called an X-Plex, I believe, off the top rope from Strong, and it looked like it hurt Roderick Strong more than it hurt Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is the unified NXT North American champion.
Right. We did see later on Roddy getting checked out in back.
Yeah, on the plasma bed.
His shoulder, yeah. And yes, but also I believe there was ice on his shoulders, neck area. So maybe that move did hurt him more than Carmelo Hayes. But wow, what a tremendous way to kick off New Year's Evil between the two of them. And, very well matched, similar in size and as far as a lot of their moves and holds and whatnot. But hey, obviously Carmelo Hayes getting this big push. Happy that he is now the unified champion. Is that what we're going to call it for now?
According to WWE, it's the unified NXT North American champion.
I see. All right, but I guess the question here from the result of this match is, what's next for Roderick Strong?
And I wanted to ask you that.
Exactly. And then seeing him being iced in the back in a spot they really didn't need to show. That's another question in mind. Is he once again going to be gone again?
It's a two-folded question, Linda. One, will it happen? Two, do you want it to happen? Because we've already had this pairing twice, once in Ring of Honor and now in NXT. Do we need the pairing of the Undisputed Era again in AEW?
I don't think we necessarily need it, but do we want it? And when I say we, I'm speaking generally the wrestling universe, the IWC. I think we want it, and I'm saying we as an I as well in this term.
Yeah.
In this term, I want it. Why not? I mean, if you're gonna bring in lots of huge talents from the WWE brand over to AEW, right now we've got Adam Cole separating himself from the Super Clique. Perhaps he becomes his own leader, his own faction leader over in AEW. He's already got Bobby Fish. He just got Kyle O'Reilly. Why not complete that foursome and bring in Roddy Strong? I mean, we've already seen what going to AEW can do just for Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly as well. So, I mean, with him losing the title last night, I feel that could happen. I mean, I don't know the whole contract details, but if it is indeed up soon, last time in NXT, it showed him leaving voluntarily. Maybe we'll get that true life this time.
Maybe. And what the real cool thing about it is that these guys got to keep their names. So Roderick Strong, I mean, it's not like they're coming under some goofy, Robert Silky or something like that. Just, a tweak of enough. But no, I mean, to get these guys, Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and then having Roderick Strong, it would work for me. AEW is looking a little bloated to me right now.
Yeah, I can see what you mean there as well. But I mean, I will say though, in AEW, they do a great job of squeezing in a ton of tremendous matches in the 3-hour Dynamites and the 1-hour Rampage.
They sure do. The 1-hour Rampage that they squeeze in. Holy smokes, do they squeeze in action into that show?
And the dark shows as well.
And the dark, yeah. AJ Styles and Grayson Waller face to face. They make their match official for next week, Tuesday on NXT. I thought it was supposed to be last night, but I'm okay with that because, it kind of builds a little bit of anticipation. AJ Styles getting demolished by Omos on Monday Night Raw. Now we'll take on Grayson Waller next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting having him on both shows, where on one show, the flagship show, getting beat down by Omos, but now instead of just having him on that low, we're going to bring him back on a high on NXT, and with a story that has already been started, and we got Grayson Waller on Raw last week as well, and
yeah,
I think this is good, and I'm glad it didn't happen last night. There was already a lot going on New Year's Evil, but I'm
very
glad
busy
that this is something that can continue on to next week and just something more. And Grayson Waller being on both shows, and I know we've talked a lot about in this show, like, is it being too forced on us, too pushed on us to hate and boo Grayson Waller? But having him work with AJ Styles not only will help him in ring, but help just the whole program as a whole. Let's get AJ in. Let's get the crowd really behind AJ, and honestly help elevate Grayson Waller as well. I'm sure it'll be a great match.
Remember, when you get stuff like this where you got Grayson Waller, mocking AJ Styles, really, take that outside coat off. Grayson Waller is probably a huge AJ Styles fan, been a fan of his whole life, and this is him getting to work with a guy that he trusts, loves, and respects. So, you're going to get a lot of great work out of these guys.
Right.
Riddle and MSK taking on Imperium. Walter making an appearance at New Year's Evil.
That's great to see. I love Imperium's entrance, by the way. I may also partake in what they do inside my living room as well.
Which part? The walking, the standing up with your head cocked to the side, or the slapping of the legs together?
Yeah, the arms. Boom.
Okay. I don't know if I did that tonight. I was holding a cast iron skillet in my hand, and that thing's about 15 pounds. So, I don't think I was able to do it at that exact point.
Ah, I see. But do you also do what Riddle does? And I know you said your daughter does, and I do too.
She does.
Sorry. Carry on.
I've been known to fling my shorts off. That's happened before. If you want an image, folks, while you're listening to the show, think Jim Carrey and not Liar, Bruce Almighty, when he's just chucking his pants off and his shoes off when he's trying to get with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, alrighty. Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Yeah, good job. You slid that in there. Hey, Riddle and MSK defeat Imperium, and Riddle gets the pinfall victory. Riddle looking strong.
Absolutely. And again, love the entrances. They all got their own scooter to come out to. We got a DJ spinning the beats. That was awesome.
That is probably the first DJ I've seen since.
Which, by the way, DJ Zima, excuse me. Now, oh gosh, what is his name in
he's with
Fantasma.
Legado del Fantasma. I just can't think of it right now.
Joaquin Wild.
Yeah.
Probably thinking like, oh, hey, flashbacks. I could do that. As
he wanted to get out there and go.
Exactly. Okay. But back on the match. Yes, tremendous match. I liked where this went. Since it wasn't for the titles, I figured, especially having the special shaman, if you will, Riddle, be in this match, that Riddle and MSK would come off with the win. But it was highly entertaining. I liked how MSK was able to utilize their finishing maneuver. Riddle as well realized it was the wrong man, get it done to the right man, and in the RKO of all things,
out of nowhere.
That was cool to see. Exactly.
All right, so Riddle and MSK with the victory over Imperium. NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose defeats Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade. Mandy Rose coming in via helicopter.
Yes. I mean, she is top notch, and she is. I don't want to say the queen, but of NXT.
She's definitely not the queen, but it is a queen-esque entrance.
Well, I mean, like, quote unquote queen of NXT, just because she's at the top is what I.
Hey, I got to ask you something. Do they not focus enough on Mandy Rose's titles?
Oh yeah, I actually thought of you when they
when they zoomed in on them, because they present her titles better than anybody else.
I was gonna say it is a different presentation than anybody else I've seen as of late on any WWE programming. But hey, it works. But not just for Mandy. She is a gorgeous woman.
Yes.
But how her and Toxic Attraction's entrance usually is, where they pan up, when they're right at the entrance, zoom in. And yeah, she looks great. I like the attire. They, in Raquel Gonzalez's attire too. That was different.
It seemed like there was a chance Cora Jade might have this, but I mean, Raquel Gonzalez definitely looking like the strong, competitor that she is. There is a picture on WWE.com of her holding Cora Jade and Mandy Rose on her shoulders.
Right. Yeah, and considering the weeks leading up to last night's match, we were seeing that dissension between Friendship, Raquel, and Cora. I kind of felt that this was, I didn't think Mandy was going to lose the belt last night. Title, right. Excuse me. But,
I love her titles.
Yes. But I did feel that this is going to lead to something with Raquel and Cora moving forward, and that definitely looks like what we're going to get. I mean, Cora was pretty much laughing at breaking up the counts that Raquel had on Mandy, so there's going to be something more there. But yeah, so still the winner, which I feel is correct for right now as well, and for a while, absolutely. Mandy Rose, NXT Women's Champ.
Mandy Rose looked good. She looked like a star and was presented like a star. It makes me think of the times that we still had David the Zohan. Actually, we need to update his name. David the Zohan Hero. We'll just add Zohan into the whole thing. But you know what? We need a new name for Dave. I think it's David the Popcorn King Hero.
Oh, yeah.
How about that one? Dave, I hope you're listening. David the Popcorn King Hero.
Knight's Popcorn, staple in Milwaukee.
Yeah, so David the Night Hero. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
We'll have to talk to him about it, see which one he likes. The reason I brought that up is we were talking about Andre Chase coming out about teachable moments. Now me, trying to teach myself how to say Dave's name, but Andre Chase gets interrupted by Von Wagner, and not only does Von Wagner go after Andre Chase, he goes after a student, that helped him out last week. Von Wagner started pulling fans out of the crowd. Obviously, folks, that's probably an NXT student that got yanked out by the neck as well. So Von Wagner, he's looking a little unhinged.
Right. And I like that. Their previous program was with Kyle O'Reilly and kind of a awkward tag team pairing.
It was so awkward.
Yeah. And we know that Von was going toward that heel route, sure. But, he's a man with size. Let's let him showcase what he can do with that, and let's make him this monster heel. And not to mention him coming out and interrupting what was a scholarship announcement, I believe.
Yeah, a full scholarship to Chase University.
Yes. And, I was really hoping for a Price is Right moment. I think
that's exactly what I was going to say. It looked like he's going to come on down.
It looks like his recipient was just about to going down the stairs.
Can I ask you real quick? It's been announced over the weekend that this jackass is going to be in the Royal Rumble by the name of Johnny Knoxville. Do you remember Drew Carey of The Price is Right being in the Royal Rumble?
Yes, I do.
Do you think Johnny Knoxville, the jackass, will get in there and try to mix it up? Or is he going to do like Drew Carey, walk in and walk right out?
No, he's a jackass. I think he's going to try some ridiculous spots. I think he's going to have an intense one-on-one with somebody twice his size that will eventually get him over the ropes. But I think he'll try some crazy shiznit. He is a jackass.
Well, let's talk about guys that are not jackasses. It's the main event. Bron Breakker and NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa, Milwaukee's own Tommaso Ciampa, who got the good luck from AJ Styles in the back. The celebratory, you kind of knew that this was going to be the end. Excuse me. You kind of knew that this was going to be the end for Tommaso. Bron Breakker really is a megastar in the making. He's not there yet, but everything he's doing is getting him there. Out of this new crop of people that are coming up, your Harlan Boudreaux, who's now called Harland, all these guys, Bron Breakker is the breakout star of NXT 2.0 and breakout star of this huge class. There, the commentators do this to me, Linda, and you've pointed it out as well, and I pointed it out. They keep teasing us. They'll never tell us that this is Rick Steiner's son, but they call him a young pup, and now he's got a dog-faced gremlin. He barks. He's got chains. He did the damn Steiner recliner last night. He's got him in a reclining position. Mm-hmm. He did a bulldog off the top rope. Come on, man, just admit it. You're teasing us.
Maybe one day he'll pull an Apollo Crews and just change his image completely and his name.
Maybe.
To what it should be.
I mean, someday he might, if he yells out, "Holler if you hear me," I'm going to lose my. Holler if you hear me.
No, if he says he's a big bad booty daddy, now you know.
If he starts doing Steiner math from TNA days, it's over. You said you heard of Frankensteiner last night, too.
Yeah.
Man, Bron Breakker looks really good. I really like this kid, and man, he's got a bright future. Bron Breakker defeats Tommaso Ciampa, gets Ciampa to chomp out. I also said chomp out. I can't believe it. Tap out in the reclining position to become the new NXT champion.
Yeah, I think, we all called it on the show that this was Bron Breakker's moment. Yes, he had his first match against Tommaso back at Halloween Havoc and wasn't quite ready yet, but we knew that this was a star in the making. We knew who was going to get that big push to be the new face of NXT 2.0. No one better right now than Bron Breakker. I mean, we know his in-ring ability, his size, and just the programs he's been
pedigree. You like that with the dog?
Yeah. But him working with Tommaso Ciampa just from the start, Tommaso grooming him to become this new leader for the new 2.0. And we saw at the very end that little nod of respect from Ciampa.
And it was a subtle one, great. But then the announcers showed it again. But yeah, it was a very subtle nod.
Yeah, I liked it. So
I liked it. You know what? A very good New Year's Evil last night. Well worth the watch. Well worth the time invested into it. Ciampa almost got him with the fairy tale ending. Breakker kicked out and then hit him with the recliner. So, Linda, tonight, if I haven't said it enough, if you haven't gotten enough of the news, AEW Dynamite is now on the mothership on TBS.
Yes, I'm excited for it. I gotta see that Daniel Bryan Page match. That'll be a hard one to top from last time. But
remember, there's judges this time, so if it goes to a draw, it'll go to judges.
Hey, just adding another new element in. I like it.
All right. We've got more action coming up this week. Matthew Thomas, tomorrow morning, we'll talk everything AEW Dynamite and any of the news that pops up. So for Linda Cave, the man they call Meathead, hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.